what's up, my awesome historians? Great job on Friday's discussion. I was looking through that today, and I really enjoy the complexity that you're answering the questions. In fact, the first one is very difficult, wasn't it? What's the difference between belief systems and religion? And in the context of ancient China and India, it's a tough one to grapple with, but I think everybody in all the groups really took that on really well. So be sure to learn off each other on that and the different views, and also reflection of that, of how you would answer that today. Be sure to put that in there. Be sure to explain, not only what the book says or what, the historian in the lecture might say or whatever, but also put it in your own shoes. If you were there, or if you were asked that question about today, how would you personally define the difference between religion and belief systems? Is there a difference? How does one sort of connect to politics and society organization rather than individual personal action or whatever, or to deal with situations? So that's something to think about, and some of you answer that very, very well. Be sure to read everybody's, as I said, the other questions as well. It's great to see the complexity and the comparison between what we're learning about with India and with China, and specifically looking now and through complex societies, the role of religion and the development of world religions. It's really important to understand that once religions are able to pass boundaries, they can be adopted into other cultures, societies. That's when you see growth of religions. So you see that a lot of you mentioned Dharma, mentioned Buddhism, Hinduism. When you're able to move past just a small group of people, if you think really ancient and some of those Venus figurines going back to Neolithic times, that particular one or some of those ideas and views were specific to a river or part of a land. So it doesn't adapt very well. But when you start to get religious ideas, that's belief systems that can expand beyond your own personal boundaries, political boundaries, into another region, that's when you start getting world religions. And how maybe a religion is used for political authority. And India and China is not the only ones, but it's just a good place to learn this concept. And you do that really well on Friday's discussion. Now today, I'm posting this on Monday, and you'll see that you have a new discussion due, specifically looking at China. So Friday was really looking at India. This week, we're really going to look at China, who's got the power, and looking at religion again in that sphere of how it is used as a political authority, how it's used to really gain authority, but also combined with the environment. We've looked at the environment before, but how does the environment and this concept of the mandate of heaven really play a role in who's got the power? And how there's maybe, in modern terms, a contract between the ruler and the people in some way. So something to look at, to think about. And again, that's chapter 3 and 4. So you also have a small quiz. This is just to help guide you through the reading and give you some points for doing the reading. It's a quiz, but don't let that give you any anxiety at all. You could redo it if you want to. It's just to help you get the main concepts from chapter 3 and 4. Remember, there's not going to be a huge exam at the end, so we're going to move along, but I want to make sure that you get the main concepts from this week before we get into the next week. All right? You'll see that chapter 5 is now posted. So week number 4, chapter 5 in our textbook. And you be sure to go through this module first. Be sure to go through all the material because the textbook really is supplemental for this week, okay? I love chapter 5. I think it's such an important chapter, but I wanted you to really focus on an idea that we started with of silences of history. Remember, and I talked about the production of history, and I want us to look at what happens if we silence huge continents. And for most of world history, the world history, the telling of world history, Africa and South America have oftentimes, and the Americas in general before Columbus, have been overlooked, have been silenced, have not been seen as having any credible world history. So I'm going to talk about that. And we're going to see how we grapple with the idea of continents not having history and how we can explain if they do have history. If we have certain definitions of what a civilization looks like, and a certain area doesn't fit that mold, do we just discredit it as not a civilization, or do we have to expand the definition of that civilization to better understand what's happening in that region? So that's something to think about. Because of the amount of information that I posted this week, that is why the textbook is supplemental. You have enough stuff there to really learn and grapple with. And I have some lectures, I have a lot of reading in there, and all that's going to tie into your discussion for next Friday and the discussion for the following Monday. So that's just a few things to keep you on track what's going on for this following week to finish out this week number 3 strong. Again, great job. If you have any questions or comments, go to the announcements page where this is posted and comment below, because I love to see your thoughts, how things are going. If things aren't going well, it's nice to let me know and I can make accommodations. Or if there's stuff going on personally, email me directly to jlynch@shastacollege.edu, and I'll be happy to talk with you. We can have a plan together, okay? Oh, you'll see that on this part, I got rid of the exam prep because I got rid of the exam. So there's no huge prep for an exam. Just finish this week strong, do well with that quiz, do well with the discussions, and rock this week and rock number 4 going into week number 4, all right? And that's halfway through the class, everybody. So good job. We're moving through this strong. Take care, and we'll be in touch.